Okay, so I'm going to rant a little bit here. I'm walking around Kaiser, and I'm on the old sidewalks. And I happen to be vaping. And I'm swinging nunchucks, but I'm doing them in a very, very non-aggressive manner. I'm just walking and working my rotator cuff. And so a security guard comes up to me and, just inquires, and it's like, hey, I know you guys got to do your job, etc., etc. Well, the other little security guard behind him starts bitching about the fact that I'm vaping. And I'm literally walking on the curb of the sidewalk because I'm working on my balance. And so if these guys come out again, I get the fact that they want to make sure everything's safe. Totally get it in today's world. But when the young kid started bitching about me vaping, and then he had a mask on as well, he had to get his 2 cents in. I know he was a millennial. But he started to talking about the fact that I was on a freaking sidewalk behind Kaiser Permanente, and it's a non-smoking zone. And the kid had a mask on. So I just let him bloviate, feel good about himself. And I said, hey, dude, just want you to know, if you read the science papers, masks don't help. And he goes, well, I chose to put it on. I said, well, you look kind of ridiculous. So anywho, that was about a mile and a half ago. Now, if the security guards are good security guards, because remember, I do security at a dive here in Modesto, and I break up knife fights all the time, that kind of crap. And if security guards at hospitals are as pussified as it seems, God forbid if somebody was intent on doing wrong. Holy crap. It seems like they puff themselves up when they know they're not in any immediate danger. But once somebody comes in with a gun, they run the other way, except for Tennessee, I must say. But since California is full of a bunch of pussies, I'm guessing that we are sitting ducks. So I'm actually going to go in there and I'm going to say, hey, your security guards are a little bit unwise. Clearly a man of my age, although I'm very good looking, who's spinning rubber nunchucks, of whom I asked a cop, and he says it doesn't matter what you have, it is as long as it's, for example, if people feel threatened. Now, I can't help it if people are pussies, but I'm walking around minding my own frickin' business, working on my rotator cuff, actually using the exercises that my Kaiser doctor gave me. Listen, there were 3 security guards around me because I was vaping in Kaiser Permanente's property. And I wasn't actually on their property. I mean, I am now, technically, I think. But I was on the old sidewalk curb working on my balance. Because clearly I'm a threat to everybody. I can barely frickin' walk. And I limp. And a dude that's spinning nunchucks harmlessly around his body, which is one of the exercises. Anyway, maybe I'm a little sensitive. If I'm too sensitive, tell me, okay? I'm a big enough boy to say, hey, I'm a little too sensitive. Fine. But I am so disgusted with the culture and with the state of affairs around me. Here's the thing. I just know if China or Russia invades, I'm going to have to stand up for about 100 millennial males that go crying and whining to their mamas because a macro aggression has happened. Not a micro, but a macro. All right, I'm done. I am done ripping apart the state of affairs as it is. No wonder people feel like they can go in and wreak havoc on our culture because nobody freaking stands up. We got a president who was an absolute brain-dead sissy. Listen, Joe Rogan said, hard men make for soft times. Soft times make for soft men. And it's gonna have to bring in, what happens is hard times come in because of soft men. And what needs to happen is there should be some hard men that stand up for the culture and say, hey, this woke nonsense, it's gone way too far. You're worried about a 50-year-old dude vaping on the curb. I actually stepped off just to say, hey, I'm no longer on Kaiser's property. But the one guy was nice to me, so I was nice to him. The other kid was clearly a pussy, and I made him know. Now, some would suggest I'm being passive-aggressive by still walking. And I thought, you know, maybe I'll just stop. But since it's my right to walk and to exercise, I'm not stopping a damn thing. If somebody wants to call the cops on a guy who's listening to Van Halen and exercising, go right a frickin' head, because I'm vaping on a non-smoking area. Well, a lot of people do a lot of crap in the non-areas, and it's because of our society that we are falling the way we are. You don't frickin' ban guns because of bad people. You frickin' stop bad people. You don't harass a dude. First guy was okay, totally in his line. But the young punk that came up behind him kind of made me mad. Anywho, I think I'm done ranting and raving, but it is Kaiser Permanente here in Modesto. And I'm not sure if you would chime in and tell me, should I actually go into the CEO here, introduce myself as Quatra Dr. Kenny, and introduce myself as saying, hey, there's a serious problem with your security. They are puffing themselves up in minor offenses, and I bet you they run away from any real threat. I think that's the way these millennial males are. All right, I'm done now. May God bless the reading of my rant. Amen.